This video response I'm making to a question I had on the M95 rifles and their caliber. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the two cartridges that are involved here. And here they are. This is the 8x56 rim, and this is the 8x50. This here is the original cartridge, and this is the more modern version that will have the S or H stamped on the receiver. This here is the original cartridge that the guns were chambered for. And what this was originally developed as a black powder cartridge in the 1880s. And it was one of the first modern small bore cartridges developed. It is used in the Austrian model 1886, 1886, 1888, and 1890, and then eventually went on to be used in the 95s. About 1924, they decided to try to modernize their rifles, and they developed this other cartridge. I'm trying to get a better look. And basically, they used a more modern bullet and lengthened the case a tad, is what they did. So you got a longer case in there. And that's the difference. Now we're going to take a look at the rifles and show you how you can visibly see if they've been modified. Okay, this carbine is still in the original condition. Okay. And on the receiver over the chamber area, there is no stampings. Actually pretty straightforward and clean Steyr carbine sights. And if you notice, the front sight's welded right onto the barrel. I think this gun has not been modified. When I bought this gun, they said it was issued to the police. This is in the 8x50 caliber. Now, most common are these cut down rifles, noted by the long sight. And as you see, there's an S right there. Okay, the S was a stamp denoting that for Spitzer or whatever, that this gun was rechambered. And that conversion, all it is rechambering it. The cartridges will work with the same clips and everything, the same bolt. You didn't have to change the extractor. And if you look at the cartridges, you know, it's just longer. You could see where they just put a different reamer in there and opened up the throat part of the chamber. Okay? And basically kept the rest of the cartridge the same. That's basically the modification. And you'll also find the Hungarians would mark the conversion with an H, some of them. They like to be different, and that's for Hertz and Gold or something is the name of the conversion. But you'll find either two, an H or an S. And that means that these guns have been converted to the newer cartridge. Okay? And that's one way to tell. If the gun doesn't have that on there, then it's probably still in the original caliber. Why they weren't converted is there were stockpiles of ammunition. So some of the guns were not converted and were kept with the ammunition stockpiles and issued like to police or, you know, non-frontline military units, or sold to foreign countries to raise money for the government. So that's where you'll find it. And I'll show you one quick way to check if you're really unsure still. Alright, this is the original caliber gun. Down and dirty way to make sure. You have the 8x56 rim cartridge, which is the newer one, but you think you have an older gun. All you have to do, point the gun in a safe place, you know, try loading a round in there. And as you see, the bolt will not close. It will not chamber a new round. Okay? Don't try to force it, and then you can just pull that out of there. Okay? That's the quick, easy, fast way to check if you have the older caliber gun. And I found likewise with the S chamber, with the old 8x50 cartridge, it also does not chamber. It won't chamber the old round. Okay, so whoever did these conversions, okay, oh, will chamber that stuff. Don't like going in there, but it will chamber it. I'm sorry. So don't mix them up. But if you got the older one and put the newer cartridge in, it will not chamber around. It will chamber around in the S. I'm sorry. It kind of doesn't go in easily, but it will chamber. So that's one way of telling if you have the older chamber gun. Now the problem with that is nobody makes the 8x50 ammunition. You're going to have to reload that, and it's going to be quite expensive. You can go to Buffalo Arms and look up the cases. You'll have to get a set of dies from 4CHD, makes them a good set of dies. And each individual case, which is made for that, is like $1.50. So it's a pretty expensive gun to shoot. It's a pretty, so you know, you're going to have to think about that. Maybe keep it, or maybe end up trying to sell it and buy one that is chambered in 8x56, which ammunition is more readily available and less expensive. Okay, I hope that answers your question, helps you out on this.